When you make a change, it's right there in the document. Now, there might be some situations where you want us to send them a separate document. Of course, a contract is an obvious one. But so many times the documents are actually supposed to be living and breathing to a certain degree. And so when you share it from one central place, then you stop this insanity, which I still see, of all we do is copy and paste information. That's all we do. We copy and paste, we add a little bit of information. And why do that? Put it in one central place. The interesting thing about, and again, Google Docs has this as well, is you can also see version control. So you're sharing with a bunch of people. If you're like, wait a second, I want to see what happened, like, somebody deleted something, you can go back and see what the previous versions of that document. So that's a really valuable tool that we use very often. And then the last thing, which I think is super, super cool, is OneDrive has this. Google Docs does not have this, at least in any decent way. Oh, yeah.
The gloves are coming off.
So Google Docs kind of has it. Sorry. Sitting on my hands. Google Docs kind of has it. Okay, to bob my head a little bit. That was quotes. So Google Docs, basically you can have what's called a local file store of your OneDrive, of your Microsoft 365 OneDrive. And what that means is where you save, you open up, say, Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint, and you work on the document. When you save it in a specific folder that's been set up on your system, that document is automatically synchronized up onto the cloud. So you work on it in your regular, powerful Microsoft Word document, Microsoft Word app. It gets synchronized up onto the cloud. You still continue to work on it locally, but when you mention people, when you change it, it gets synchronized back onto the cloud. Other people can edit it at the same time, and it can be synchronized on their system, so they're just working on it as if normal. And so all of a sudden, you've got this decentralized network storage. Like we used to have a server downstairs, and now we don't. Like everybody works off of this decentralized storage. If I don't have my computer, that's okay. I just log into the, and again, some of this is really not brilliant anymore. A lot of people are like, oh, I do that with Google Docs, but it's a big time saver. The big one, I think, is app mentioning people and also sharing with your clients so that they have direct access. They don't even have to have an account with 365 or Google. You can actually just share a link that can be edited. So anyways, that's my business productivity tools. Stop the copy and paste.
Just wondering on that, just to give a little bit of context, are there any guidelines you would give around in terms of either what types of businesses that would be perfect for, or what sizes of business that would be perfect for?
I would say everybody should be doing this, small to large. As soon as you have a team of 4, 5, 6, 10, we're at 10, it's so valuable. It's so ridiculously valuable. The amount, like we've got stuff that's going on in Slack, and we're like, throw it into a Word document over there so that the action items live in a place. And then let's have that conversation, and then share that document directly with the client. So when the client says, oh, this is what I remember. Oh, this is what I remember. I mean, it's, you send them an email and they reply back with the changes that they want. So change it in the freaking document yourself. Why aren't we encouraging that? Because it's easy. And now we don't have to worry about it. Like we can review it. Word has track changes. It's super powerful. You can turn on track changes so I can see all the changes that you make, all the changes different people make. Anyways, so and one thing I would say is also do some training, like learn about it and then do some training. We actually had one situation recently where it was filling up somebody's hard drive, and the person deleted 700 documents. Boom. Now, the nice thing about it is they've kind of thought about this with Office, and they were like, did you realize that you just threw 700 documents to the recycle bin? So she restored all of them, so they weren't lost or anything like that. So there is a process to be careful, but you do want to do some training on it.
Okay.
It's the same thing as if you had a central network store and somebody suddenly decided to delete stuff. There is a level of understanding and trust that goes into a system like this.
Okay. And then do you buy like a certain number of licenses and that gives you so many users?
Yeah, I mean, for Google Docs as well, there are free versions, and Microsoft has a free Microsoft Live, as well as subscriptions as well. SkyDrive Live, I think it's live right now. They change the name all the time. And but yeah, for us, we're paying a monthly subscription fee for each of our licenses.
Cool.
And the reason why I say Google Docs doesn't really have it is because they do have a local synchronization, but what they're doing is they're synchronizing a link to bring you onto an online Google Sheet or Google Pages or whatever they call it. I think they call it Google App. Google Docs is for the Microsoft Word equivalent. And so you're still now going back to work in a browser, which is fine. It's simple, but it's limited in my opinion. You can't do the Excel, the mail merge thing I was talking about last week in part 1 while you were sick. Yeah, I know.
The
It's so
gloves
good.
keep coming off.
Yeah, well, no, they don't. All right. Okay, so that's